This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by State Farm Insurance.
Okay, so just before the break, we discussed the importance of clean dryer vents to cut down the risk of a fire in your home.
But that's just one item on the spring cleaning to-do list to help your home operate more efficiently. There are plenty of other steps we should all take. Joining us today to go over those steps is Gamey Elliott, State Farm Insurance Agent in Salisbury.
Yes.
Welcome, Gamey.
Hi.
All right, so we were talking about dryer vents and dryer vent fires. That's something that you've seen.
We have thousands of fires every year with State Farm, so it's a very important thing to think about. And what you should do is we have a lot of accumulation. That's what causes the fires of dust and lint and things in the dryer. So what you need to do is to make sure that you clean the trap after every time you use the dryer, and then in addition to that, you know, you should have the whole vent inspected once every year or clean that every year.
Now I got to admit, that's something I don't do. I try to make sure I do the trap, but I haven't checked it. Now there's a device that can help us understand whether or not
Yes,
there's
it's called a pressure sensitive system sensor, and what you do is you can get those at the hardware stores or whatever. Also, new dryers already have them on there in a lot of cases, but you can purchase one of those and it can sense the airflow, and if there's a blockage, then you can tell that you need to get someone in there or yourself to get that unclogged.
What a neat device.
Yes.
All right, well, while we're inside the home, let's talk about the attic. It's important we get up there and inspect it, right?
Right. A lot of people don't want to go up to the attic, but you need to go up there every once in a while and check the underside to make sure that to see if the roof is leaking. Also, any discolorations or water stains or anything like that, check the insulation, things like that to make sure that you don't have any leakage in your roof.
And it's a good time to do it because it's cool.
Yes.
You don't want to go up there in the middle of the summer.
Don't go up there when it's
Don't do
100
that.
degrees.
Don't do it. All right, so let's take the elevator down to the basement. What about the basement?
Well, you need to check the floors and the trim and the walls to make sure that there isn't any seepage coming in. And in addition, if there is, then you might want to think about sealing that. But that's an important area to check. Also, if you have a sump pump, you want to make sure it's in good working order and also have a battery backup in case the electric goes off.
All right, not everyone has a basement, but you still need to look at your foundation of your home, right?
Yeah, around the foundation, if there are any cracks or if you have any breaks in the foundation, you really need to work on sealing that and go from there with sealers and imperfections. Also check any low-level areas in the yard and also things that tend to pond.
Okay.
Now we've got a deck on the back of our house.
Yes.
Need to take a look at that?
Yes. Take a look at your deck to see if it needs to be resealed. Also for any things like sharp edges, splinters, rotting wood, also any rusty or weak nails, and also make sure that your railing and stairs are secure.
That's very important,
Yes.
especially if you have guests over. Okay, so we're staying outside. Spring is a great time to really get our yard in order.
Yes. It's a good thing at this time of year when you're preparing for your garden or your flower beds to go ahead and turn the soil and just kind of, you might need to put some compost down in order to, prepare the soil to make sure that you have the best spring look that you can possibly have. It's a good time to get all of that started.
That's a long list. That's almost as long as
Yes.
Jimmy's honey-do list, right?
So what you're saying, instead of sitting on the couch and watching basketball, I need to be out in the yard and taking care of the house.
Well, hopefully our temperatures will warm up and we'll get out there and get a chance to get things ready for spring.
And do it anyway. Gamey
Good.
Elliott, thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
joining us this
Yes.
afternoon. Great information.
And of course, if you would like more spring maintenance tips from State Farm Insurance, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab.
Well, still ahead on Delmarva Life, did you know that trees add value to your home? Well, that's why it's so important to take care of them year-round, especially in the spring.
But how do you know if something's wrong in the first place? Sussex Tree Incorporated explains the signs you should be looking for, plus why it's beneficial to have an arborist out to your home. Delmarva Life will be right back.